Hi everyone. Just say a quick hi to me so I can start today. If you don't know me, I'm Ashima from ALT Ambitious Learning Tuition, and I'm here to give you little advice about grammar schools. And the topic today, what we are discussing, is the difference between grammar schools and private schools. So this is a topic which is the one I have all the parents asking me again and again. Every time they ask me, Ashima, can you please tell us the difference between private schools and grammar schools? So today I'll be telling you all about the difference between grammar school and private schools. First, I want to congratulate all the girls who got the NUSTER result and you have passed. We had ELT girls also did really well, and I want to say well done to each and every ALT girl who did the new state and they got their results yesterday. On some got on Saturday and some of them got on Monday and Tuesday. Well done, girls. Whatever the result is, all of you did really well, and I'm really proud of everyone who passed new state and the ones who also had given new state and didn't even pass. You all are still winners. So let's get started with the difference between private school and grammar schools. Some of you would really prefer going to a private school, and some of you would prefer going to a grammar school. It depends on the individual person which school do you prefer. But both the schools are good, and all the education in London, whatever school you go to, a private school, grammar school, or a comprehensive school, all of the schools have really good education. So all of you should be proud to having the education in the UK. It's one of the best countries for education. So let's first welcome all of our members who are here. If you are new to this, you will be having live sessions in YouTube and on our Facebook channel, Ambitious Learning Tuition. If you have not subscribed to our channel, I would highly recommend you all to go back and subscribe to our channel first, because you don't want to miss any updates or any educational videos what we post for you guys. So let's start sharing the screen now, and let's start doing the topic what we are here for. So I'll be sharing the screen for you all, and after sharing the screen I would be answering all your questions about grammar schools and private schools. So here is the topic what we are discussing today. What's the difference between grammar schools and private schools? This is a very important topic. All the parents keep asking us, if we want to apply to a private school, how should we do? And if we want to apply to a grammar school, how would you do? And if you want to know how to apply for grammar schools, I would highly recommend to go back to our channel and see we have made a lot of videos in which we give you all advice how to apply for grammar schools and how to find the area is good for you all. So it's really good to go back and keep looking at all these things. So let's get started, guys. And here is, so first thing what I want to tell you guys is about, I'll just remove my logo because my logo is in the middle. You all can't see. So let's not have any logo just now. Or I'll hide the logo for a second. Can't do that. Okay. So basically, if you want to know what private schools are not government funded. What do you mean by government funded? Because grammar schools are funded. Government is the one who provides funding for grammar schools, but private schools are basically they are not funded by the government. The parents who are applying for a private school, you have to pay the fees for them. So although some private schools give bursaries and scholarships to a select number of students each year. So basically, if you want to apply to a private school, you could also apply through bursaries and scholarships. There are different type of scholarships, and I'll be discussing the type of scholarships you can apply for private schools. If you really want your child to go to a private school, because some parents think that private schools are better than grammar schools, you're most welcome to do that. And you might get some bursaries. Bursaries are normally given to the parents who are on state benefits. If you think you're on state benefits, you can apply for bursaries. Bursaries is a type of help given to the parents with low family income in private schools. And scholarships are of different types of scholarships you have in private schools. You have you have sports scholarship, you have academic scholarship. If your child is really really clever, your child might get a academic scholarship, or you may get swimming scholarship. There are different types of scholarships you can apply through private schools. Grammar schools are government funded, but only children who pass their entrance exams can attend. So you all know that for grammar schools, you have to pass the grammar school entrances to go and pass their entrance exams. You then only you get a place in a grammar school. You cannot go to any grammar school if you wish, like, oh, I should go to this grammar school, I love it. You can't just like any grammar school and your child is admitted. You have to give an entrance, 11 plus entrance, to go to a grammar school. Some grammar schools also have 11 plus, 13 plus. So it depends on different schools and the way the entrances go about. This is a question me all the parents are asking all the time. This is connection. I thought something went somewhere, something went wrong. So I was telling you, this is one of the questions I've seen all the parents keep asking. Are grammar schools better than private schools? This is something everybody asks, and I feel like I don't think so that private schools are better than grammar schools. All the schools have the same amount of education. Your child is the one who has to basically study and think which school your child prefers best. And in the private schools, you see that greater social, finally, many schools prefer grammar schools because generally they offer a great level of social diversity compared to private schools. Although some children from deprived backgrounds go to private schools on a scholarship or bursary, most are from wealthy backgrounds. So if you feel like if your child can go to can go to a grammar school or private schools, obviously private schools are more expensive than grammar schools. In grammar schools, you don't have to pay the fees. There are a lot of advantages if you want to go to a grammar school. You won't be having any fees to pay. You will not have, there'll be no fees in a grammar school, and your education, everything will be free. But if you go to a private school, if you also get scholarship or you have get bursary, still you all have to pay what's called the tutor fees or something like that. You have to still pay that, and the uniform is also expensive of a private school. But if I compare the uniform of a grammar school also, the uniform of a grammar school is also really expensive. So there are some of the things which are same in both grammar and private schools, and there are some things which are really different in grammar and private schools. So you have to think about that before applying to a grammar school or a private school. And the big difference about grammar school and private schools are, if my child need to apply to a grammar school, I don't have to pay any fees. I don't have to pay any entrance fees in that. But if my child has to apply to a private school, as many private school entrances I want my child to give, my child can give, but I have to pay around £100 fees. So you have entrance fees for all the grammar schools, sorry, private schools you apply. So if you apply to any private schools in the country, you have to pay. If I go for Westminster, £100. If I go for City of London, £100. So all the grammar school, sorry, private schools, you have to pay a fees, entrance fees to give the entrance. But you have the opportunity in a grammar school. You can go to as many grammar schools entrances you want. Uh, you don't have to pay the fees. So this is the main difference in both of them. Now, this is something about bursaries, what all the parents keep asking. Bursaries in private schools. Most private schools offer financial assistance in the form of scholarship or bursaries for pupils who are either very able or can demonstrate the need for monetary support. So this is something you only have in grammar in private schools. You don't have that in grammar schools. In grammar schools, it doesn't make a difference you're rich or you're poor, or your parents are on state benefits or anything else, you can still apply. But in private schools, that all these things do make a lot of difference. If you think you need a financial assistance, they give you that's in the form of a scholarship. You must have heard people say that, oh, my child got 80% scholarship, and somebody says my child got 90% scholarship. So this is something they will ask you about your financial assistance. They will ask you what's your income, everything, and then they will offer you a sort of help. It's basically it's called a little help. They will offer you. The help is in a form of scholarship, or they will ask you to show you documents and they can help you. Financial aid for private schools can come in a variety of forms. Many schools offer need based grants as well as merit based academic or athletic scholarships. Once the school has decided to accept the student, it may offer financial assistance to those who need it in order to attend. So basically, this is something they give in private schools, not in grammar schools. So if they think your child is really good and your child has passed the entrance, the school will not let your child go if your child is really, really intelligent in a private school. To keep your child, they will offer a sort of scholarship to you, and they will offer some grants to you. It could be a scholarship grant or it could be anything to keep your child. They might give you scholarship. And remember that they give you around 80% or 90%, so 10% you have to give it yourself. So 10% also giving yourself in a private school makes a lot of difference. There'll be so much, it'll be like a lot. The fees is a lot for a private school. So only go for private schools if you can afford it. This is something, again, a lot of you ask, what's the difference between scholarship and bursary? Scholarships differ from bursaries in that they are awarded purely on merit without taking the financial status of the applicant into consideration. So if your parents are well off and you are applying to a private school, you could get a scholarship, leaving aside your financial status. They won't see that you're poor or rich. They can still apply. You can still get scholarship in a private school. Scholarships differ from bursaries in that they are awarded purely on merit. If you do really, really well, you can get scholarship without taking the financial status of the applicant into consideration. People applying to some secondary schools can get a scholarship on the basis of art. I told you before how types of scholarships are there. You might get a scholarship on art, drama, sports, for example. So if you're applying to any of the private schools, if you fill up the form, there is one section in the private schools, and in that section, you have to fill up. They'll ask you, do you want to apply for a scholarship? Don't forget to tick on that. And whatever scholarship do you want to get, you want to apply for, you'll tick on art, music, drama, or sport, any one of them. And with your entrance exam entrances, you might have another exam with for art, music, drama, or sport. For example, if I apply for swimming scholarship, they will look at how good I'm in swimming before giving me that scholarship. So they will test me for that, to see that if I am capable for that scholarship or not. They won't just give you like, oh, you say I'm good in arts, here you go, scholarship for arts. It doesn't work like that. They will look at that you're really good in swimming, then only they will offer you that scholarship. So make sure whatever you are ticking in the scholarship, you have to make sure you're good in that. Just don't do for the sake of doing that. You want your child to get a scholarship, just tick the box when you're applying to a private school. You have to make sure your child is really good in that, because they will be testing your child to see that your child is worth the scholarship or not. And what's about bursary now? In some cases, only a partial scholarship is awarded, such as 10% of the total cost of the fees. Often, this is done to tip up the scales in favor of one school over another. Parents would be more likely to send their children to a school that not only costs 10% less but also value their child enough to offer them a discount. They might give you some discount, or they might give you some percentage of it. So you have to be really careful when you're applying to a grammar schools. Now, how many grammar schools are there in the country? There are lots and lots of grammar schools. I will be showing you a website in which you can look at the private schools in an area, and that website also tells you about the bursary, every single thing, how to apply to a private school, what's the procedure, all that I'll be just doing after stop sharing the screen. I'll be sharing that screen with you guys to show you about all private schools. But there are some of the private schools which are really good, like Sevenoaks, City of London, King College School, Westminster, St. Paul's Girls' School, and there could be hundreds and hundreds of private schools. It depends on the area you want to apply to, because every single area has different private schools you can apply from. This is something every single parent asks: how to prepare for private school entrances. So, how would you prepare your child for private school entrances? How would you know what's the difference of applying through a giving the entrance of a private school and giving a grammar school entrance? This is something every single parent or every single member in 11 plus ALT group has asked, who want their child to prepare for private school or grammar school. I would say that if you want to apply for grammar school, I have done a lot of videos. You must go back and see how to prepare your child for grammar school. What are the different types of grammar schools? All this have been discussed in a video by me in our channel of 11 plus ALT group in YouTube. I would highly recommend you guys to go and look at that video for private school, sorry, grammar schools, and how to do for private schools. I'll be discussing that in this video right now with you guys. So, how to prepare for a private school entrances? The majority of top private schools will require your child to pass entrance test. It's same like grammar school entrance test, as well as to be interviewed in order to them for consider interview in order to consider them for admission. So they also look at that you have an entrance and you also have an interview. And sometimes they take the interview before that. The interview is not so much like you guys think, oh my God, if I'm applying to a private school, there will be an interview and that interview will be really tough. It won't be tough. The interview is a simple interview in that they might ask your child hobbies, what does your child like, what are your child's favorite book your child likes, things like that. Will be normal things they will ask your child. They will not ask your child something which your child does not know. In the interview, they basically want to know more about your child, and that's the why they're asking you for interview. I have seen a lot of 11 plus groups. The parents keep asking, how should I prepare my child for interview? I would say that cool down, relax, let your child, if your child does not read any book, tell your child to read a book, and just they'll be asking you your child's favorite book, your child's favorite hobbies, things like that. They will not be making your child uncomfortable, so you don't have to worry about that. And they might have some activity in some schools. If you go for interviews and things like that, they might ask your child to come and spend one day in a private school to see how the life of a private school is. They might tell your child to attend one afternoon, not evening, sorry. They will tell your child to attend one afternoon to see if your child likes the school or not. They will do one activity with your child and make your child comfortable in the school atmosphere, so that when your child comes for the entrance, your child should know about that private school. So basically, it's what I was reading. The majority of private schools will require your child to pass entrance test as well as be interviewed in order to consider them for admission. It may be a standard test or one set individual by the school. In both the cases, each school set its own pass mark. The private schools the private schools have their own pass marks. They will not tell you that, oh, this is the pass mark like 11 plus. They set their own. Every private school have they always set their own pass mask, and they don't have a multiple choice like your grammar schools. They have a standard choice of paper in that. Standard choice means that you have to show your working out for maths. In English also, you have to write about the, if they give you a comprehension, you have to write everything about the comprehension in standard. They will ask you a question, you have to explain it in a proper way. In both the cases, each school sets its own pass mark. The more selective academy, the higher the required score. Most tests are taken 6 to 9 months before entry. It is prudent to prepare your child for them. There are schools in the UK which specialize in preparing children to pass the entry exams of chosen senior schools, but even then, your child may benefit from additional tuition. So some parents might have some tuition. If you are preparing this is something we always recommend parents in our tuition. If you're preparing your child for a private school entrance, we would highly say that you should tell your children also give a grammar school entrance. Giving a grammar school entrance before your private school entrance is a good idea so that your child can come to know, get prepared to the atmosphere of grammar school and as a grammar school entrance. Basically, what I'm saying that if your child is preparing for grammar school, then your child can also, it's automatically your child can also give private school. And if your child is giving a private school, I would say that you could also tell your child to give her grammar school entrance just to see where your child stands. And with that, you can work with your child with the areas you think your child is not, your child needs more help in. Basically, another one, all the parents keep asking all the time is that, is GCSE better in grammar schools or private schools? This is another thing the parents always ask. Do you think GCSE is better in a grammar school or in private school? So I would say that attending a grammar school or a private school has a limited impact on pupils' academic achievement. A study suggests there are almost no difference in GCSE scores between selective and non-selective schools. After accounting for factors used to select pupils, King College London research found. So basically, if you want your child to do really good in GCSEs, does not mean that a child in a comprehensive school can't do well in GCSE. Same compared to a child in a private and a grammar school. A child has to work hard in any of the schools your child goes to. It could be a grammar school, could be a private school, or could be a comprehensive school. It does not make a difference. Your child needs to work, and your child's achievement will be taken consideration when your child gives GCSE. It has nothing to do with any of the grammar schools or private schools, because education in all the schools is almost the same. Only it's in our minds we all think that, oh, if my child is in a grammar school, my child will not do well, or if my child is in a comprehensive school, my child will not do well, or something like that. It's only in the parents mind, it's nowhere else. So now I'll be stop sharing the screen, and I'll be stop sharing the screen. I'll be showing the screen what I told you, in which you all can come to know about private schools, which private schools to apply, and which private school is good. So I'll be sharing the screen with you all in a second. The website, what I was telling you, the website name is the Independent School Council. If you click on that website, it's a really good website. After you do click on that website, you will come to know, it shows you, this is all the area about private schools we have in our area. This is all the private schools we have in our area. Is and find a school. So if you write your distance here, if you write anything about where you are, I'm just writing Bromley because I live in Bromley, and you will get to know all the private schools in Bromley. And then the next thing they will be asking, they will be telling you about every single thing about the schools. I can show you, this website is called, it's called Independent School Council, and this website also gives you all the information about the schools. It tells you, if I refine search, if you look at the refined search in this, it tells you about the gender group. You can choose if you want for education for boys or girls, or you want mixed, anything you can do. If I do girls only, it gives me, this website tells me about girls. And if they tell me the age group, I can also do age group. It starts all the way from nursery, all that. If you want your child to start private school in a small age, it also tells you that. If I go on senior, it gives me here, and also tells you about if I want scholarships, academic scholarship, it tells me that examination. So I'll say common entrance, and then here is everything what I can have on my page. It gives me all the information about private schools, how to apply, and what educate, what, how to apply, where to apply, how much scholarship can I get. All this information, everything about private schools, you can get from this website. It's called Independent School Council. It's really good website. It also gets me about bursaries. It tells me everything about bursaries. What are bursary do I need? What are scholarships and bursaries? It also gets that tells you about that. Applying for a free place in an independent school. If you want to applying for a free place into an independent school, you can also apply for that. Find a school offering scholarship and bursaries. If I look at that one, like I want to know bring bursaries and that, again it'll take me back to that page, and again you can see this is a really good website. In this, it gives you all the information about all the private schools and how can you all apply to a private school. So this is about everything about your private schools, what you guys were thinking about and how to go about it. Another thing about this website is about it gives you all the information about bursaries. Find a school. If I want to find a school, I can click on that. It'll take me back to the page I started with you guys. And you just need to add your area and do it. The same thing what I'm telling you here. I had made another video in which, if you guys remember, I told you how can you know which grammar school is near your area and how can you do it. I would highly recommend you guys to go back to that video and start looking at that video. It gives you information about grammar schools, and this video gives you the information about private schools, how to apply to a private school, and what are the private schools which are near your area, and how you guys can go about it. So there are lots and lots of things. You can have a look at that now. If you look at this, it tells you about every single thing. I'll stop sharing, and if you have any questions now, please feel free to ask your questions about private schools and grammar schools. So I'll stop sharing the screen now, and I'll be answering if you have. If you have any questions about private schools or grammar schools, please let me know, and I'll be answering all your questions about grammar schools and private schools. There are lots of you. There are so many things come in your mind when you guys think that you want to think about grammar schools, and you think about, can you tell us about Newstead Wood? Was the pass rate of independent school? That's, I told you that all the independent school have they have different pass rates. And can you tell me about Newstead Wood? What do you want me to tell about Newstead? The results are out, and I think so. According to the results, you have to get between 215 to 220 to be in the school. If you get between 250 to 220, After 2:15 to 2:20, you are safe to get in into the school. But remember that Newstead goes from higher. If your girl has got really high score and you live near the Newstead Wood, you'll have more chances to get in than someone getting a low score and staying far away from the school. Was the pass rate for independent school? I've told you that all the schools have. You have to look at the school website. Was the pass rate for independent school? It depends on each individual school have on the you need to go at the school website to see that, because independent schools have their own pass rates. It's different for every independent school. And you're asking me what's the difference between Newstead Wood and Tonbridge Will Grammar? Newstead is in Orpington, Tonbridge is in Kent. Newstead is a super selective school, and Tonbridge is a selective school. So there, if you look at the difference, both the schools are good. I mean, I always say to the parents, if your girl has got really less mark, if has passed Newstead but have not got really high marks, and your girl gets really good marks in Tonbridge Grammar, I would highly recommend you to go for Tonbridge Grammar than going for Newstead, because Newstead and Tonbridge Grammar both are really good schools. And end of the day, it depends on your girl which school you want your child to get into, because girls normally your daughter has to spend so many years of her life in that school. I would highly recommend for you, not the parents making a decision for your child should be looking at the school and see which school you want your child to get in to. What kind of preparations need to get in? For what? Private schools or grammar schools? You need to tell me that, then I'll be able to answer your question, because I don't know which one you're asking about. Are there any sports schools in High Broom, or are there a few people's? Again, I'm not you have to look at the school websites and see, because each schools I specialize in schools in my area, because I tutor kids for Kent, Bexley, Newstead, St. Olives, Wilson, the schools which are in my area. I don't specialize in schools in other area. So if you want to look at the other area, I would highly recommend you guys to go on the school website, have a look and see what they specialize in, because everything is given in the school websites. You're asking for independent schools. I would highly recommend for going for past papers for independent schools. I would highly recommend go to the past papers. Every independent school you're applying for has past papers, and it is unfortunate that some private schools have past papers but they don't have answers. Like Seven Oaks past paper is really good. It doesn't have any answers. But again, our group, if you have not subscribed to our channel, we have done lots of YouTube videos about private school papers with answers. So you could have a look at our YouTube channel. Go click on the channel. There's a playlist called Private Schools. Click on that. You'll get lots of them. If I can share that with you guys just now to show you, I'll give you guys little idea what I'm talking about. If you go to, because we have done lots and lots of videos just to help you guys for private schools also. And the playlist will tell you about every single thing about private schools. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the live. I'll be just showing you guys. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the live. I'll be sharing a screen. It tells you about This is our channel. If you go on that, on the side, you have a playlist. In that playlist, you have a list of all the private school papers we have done. There are around 7, 8 private school papers we have done. You can go on the channel and you can just click on any private school papers. And the best thing about this is we have also given you the explanation. And if you look at the explanation, you'll understand how to do it. We have done Seven Oaks, we have done City of London, and we have done lots and lots of them. So there are lots of them. You can have a look. There's another one asking me, what does Seven Oaks School give you compared to Newstead? Better exam results. I think you have to look because Seven Oaks, I don't think so, has a girls' school. Seven Oaks is a boys' school, and Newstead is a girls' school. So you have to be careful about looking at the private schools also. If you're applying for a girl one, you need to see it's a girl one or it's a boy one, because City of London is the one which is a girls' school. It has a boys' school and a girls' school itself. It has two of them, boy and girl. I think somebody was asking me what I think about Eltham College. That's a private school in Eltham. So this is something you have to look at that. And if you know about Eltham College, the best way of again going preparing for Eltham College, I would say that you should go to the school website. I know that for sure that Eltham College website has a lot of past papers. I would highly recommend you to do that past papers for Eltham College. And it's really, all the private schools have, if you go on their website, all the private school have the past papers, and you can apply, you can try doing all the past papers. And if you're also doing, because some of the kids have passed stage 1 and they're waiting for stage 2, I would say that if you're preparing for stage 2, you would you should definitely go for private school past papers if you're applying for stage 2 of any of the schools. There's another one. You're asking me about private school. I would say that grammar school, sorry. You're asking me what's the best grammar school. I would say that again, you should look at the school website. It tells you what they are, if they are CEM or they are GL, because you might have of two, that's GL and CEM. So you need to look at the school website, and that website will tell you what entrance they have, and if it's GL or CEM, I would highly recommend you to go back and watch our video, because we have made, and again we have made a lot of videos who give you information about private grammar schools basically. Question. That's good. If you have no question for me, that's really nice. There's any other question you want to ask? I'm looking. There's any other thing you guys want to ask me, please feel free to ask. What's the difference between GL and CEM? I knew you would ask me that. Again, I would say that, let me see if I can do that for you. Again, asking me the difference between GL and CEM. Again, I had made a video. If you go on the website, the video is there. It's the most popular videos we have made, and lots of parents Again, look at that videos. It gives you a lot of information about private schools and grammar schools, and there are lots and lots of them. I would again tell you to go back and have a look at that videos. You forgot the name or what? The videos. The biggest difference about CEM and GL is CEM is more vocabulary based. You have to work a lot about for that. Can you share the link? Yes, I may do that for you. Or I'm just trying if I can find the video so I can show you where it is so you can have a look afterwards. Just give me a second. I can find that video for you. If you go the video what we made recently, it tells you about Bexley and Kent, something like that. If you go on that one also, you will get a lot of information. And there was a different video we made, and that video was the video which tells you about the difference between GAL and CEM entrances. I'll just share the link with you. Just a second. I can't find it right now, but I definitely we made one. I'll put the link for you guys. I'll put the link for you guys in the group in this right after some time. I'll do that for you because I know all of you keep asking me that what's the difference between GL and CEM. I'll do that for you after this live. Also me, find this video. I'll do that. I'll put the video. I'll put in the comment and I'll put that video for you guys. Don't worry about that. It's there in the YouTube channel. And what did I did for Diwali on Saturday? Nothing much. Just spend some time with my family. That's it. Because remember, lockdown is going on and we can't go out. I'll be posting one more math challenge done by Stuti for you guys. One math question. Just try watching that for tomorrow. I'll put that for you guys. And try doing that. It's one challenge question because Stuti is posting every Tuesday or Wednesday one challenge question for you guys to do just to see if you guys can do any harder maths or you can't. So try doing it yourself and see if you can solve it or not because she gives you one challenge question every week in the end to do it and she posts the answers a week after that. So try doing that. If you finish your entrances also, it's a good idea to keep going for your maths, for your SATs, everything else. You'll have a good practice for SATs. I'll be closing the video now. I don't think so there's any other question you guys have now. And don't forget to like the video. Don't dislike the video. If you don't like anything, just tell me this is the thing we don't like. Please improve for the next time. It's better to say that than disliking the videos. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Have a lovely rest of the day, all of you. Bye for now. I will put something for you guys so that you remember to like this video.